This
Hello.
has been Amateur Hour.
This is Lemon Law.
Oh wow.
This is
that
our
what
podcast.
Oh, we started. Okay. Let's go.
Oh yeah, we're recording. I see some spiky lines.
Okay, cool.
Yes,
That's how that works.
We're professionals,
We're
everyone.
recording on our laptop over there.
It's
And
true.
well,
I'm just backing you up.
Yeah.
thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, reputable sources.
This is our first episode ever.
Really?
I
We haven't done one of these before?
I know.
It's never done one
Wow.
of these before.
Dude, let me just say, I'm excited to work with you guys.
Is that what's this? We're working now.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's a working
In that
relationship.
case, I guess I should get more serious.
Yes.
Right.
Tighten it up. Button up the
Bring it
top
down.
button.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a good idea if we start with introductions.
Okay.
You would think that.
Yeah, I would think that.
That's why you said it.
That's the reason I said it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll go first. Wait, no, I won't go first. You can go first.
No,
we know what we're
should,
saying.
No, you should go
No,
first.
Why did
Tyler.
Zach should go first?
Why?
Yeah.
Because you're over there.
Tyler volunteered. I don't want to take
Yeah,
it away
but
from
like,
Tyler.
What are we introducing?
Just yourself.
It was your idea, man. Show us how it's done.
All right.
Show us how it's done.
Don't say you like to party, though.
Because we all know you don't like to party.
I do. I
For
party
a
all
fact,
the time.
you don't like to party.
My name is Zach.
We're waiting.
I like
Wow.
the
pressure's
color
coming.
blue.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
I'm a big fan of rock music.
Wow, I'm learning all sorts of new things here. This is
I didn't know you liked blue,
eye-opening.
so.
All right, Tyler, your turn.
wow. In terms of introductions, that was just
Thanks, Zach.
Good
Top
stuff.
tier.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
My name's Tyler. I like black, and I also like rock music.
What's your favorite rock music artist, Tyler?
In terms of rock music, we have none. Just kidding. I like the Eagles. I like Journey. I like Led Zeppelin, AC/DC.
Okay.
Those are all pretty good.
Metallica.
That's all we
Occasionally.
can't complain.
All right.
Yeah. Zion.
Oh, I'm Zion. I don't know if you picked up on that from them saying that I'm Zion. Are we saying our favorite color? Is that like a thing?
It's a thing.
I guess.
I don't pick a favorite color. It makes the others jealous.
Right.
If I had to, though, probably like red or like a maroon, like a deep red. But don't tell the other colors.
That's a good color.
That's just between I guess between us, not between them.
Yeah. If you
Yeah.
want, you can comment down below what your favorite color is.
Wow, that wasn't like
We can do
shameless at all.
comments?
We're just gonna shamelessly
Oh.
plug that in there.
Why not?
We can do comments.
Dude, like, if you're
So
watching
fun.
this, follow us on everything.
Everything.
TikToks, Instagram. We're
Yeah, we're doing TikTok?
Yeah, we're doing
Oh.
TikTok.
Are we one of
Clips and
those
stuff.
people now?
Clips
Yes.
and stuff. Dude.
Oh my
Yes,
god,
we
I
have
wanna
to
be
do
on
promotion.
TikTok.
We're gonna be on TikTok.
That's where all the freaking bricks go, man.
Yeah,
What do you mean by
well,
that?
Welcome to the
I don't
jungle.
even-
Now
I
we're
want you
freaking-
to wait. What do you mean by that?
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by
Please
that?
tell us more.
Have you ever met anyone on TikTok you didn't immediately want to shoot in the face?
I've never actually met anyone on TikTok.
You're so lucky.
I have a TikTok.
I don't.
That explains a lot, actually.
We are on Instagram. Follow our Instagram. It's Lemon Law Pod, as in short for podcast.
Oh, that was like an escape pod.
Oh yeah, that's part of it.
Oh. Escape to the lemon law because your life sucks. Ours do. That's why we're here.
Right. We're making this podcast to make lots of money and be very successful.
You know, I feel
That's
like maybe we should just
our goal
restart.
of
We've
the
kind of derailed a little bit here.
What do you mean?
Okay, hard,
No.
hard transition. To what though?
No. Okay. Talk about the human juiciness factor.
Human juiciness factor.
Okay, the human juiciness factor is a thing I came up with at the store with Zion and one of our roommates.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, his name was Ethan. We were at
He's
Walmart.
since changed it though. It was just at the time that he was Ethan.
No, I think his name's still Ethan, but
I think it's
he's no longer our roommate. He moved out.
Wait, we probably shouldn't say names that aren't in this our vicinity.
Oh.
It's probably fine.
We'll just bleep it out.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ethan.
My bad, Ethan. Anyway, Tyler, keep talking.
Okay, human juiciness factor. Basically, it's a 14-point scale where you can rate things on the amount of juiciness they are. Humans are the base number at 7. So
it
everything's
goes
based
1
off
through
of
14,
that. 1
but-
through 14, humans
Our
are center ground at 7.
center ground.
So
How is something center but both ground? Doesn't ground mean it's at the bottom?
You're
No,
analyzing
no,
this too much. It's a factor.
Not really. That was
talks
just like the
about
first thought that
juiciness
came
of
to me.
things
It's
based
like
on
the
humans.
pH scale.
Oh, okay. So that's
So-
like it's like the
Seven is like the baseline of what
Like
it's
a
like.
reference
It's like,
point.
Seven,
it's like
seven's
water.
neutral, I guess you could say.
So when we're
A
looking
neutral
at
amount of juiciness would
so
be humans.
so what would
okay,
be
so
like
humans are neutral juicy. So something that would be higher than a juicy would be than a 7.
Like a
Right.
grape.
Oh, really? I wouldn't think of grapes as being particularly juicy.
Like more juicy than humans?
but like what would be
Maybe
like
slightly more. I give them like a 7.5.
what would be
I
at
can
the
see
top
that. I was
of the
thinking like
scale?
an orange.
Like top of the scale, like pure water is 14.
Okay.
Because it's the
Okay,
ultimate
but
in
does
juice.
pure water actually count as juice?
Okay,
I guess
water
it's
balloons.
the same argument.
Juicy.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
can see that.
But with water,
There we
it's
go.
like the same argument like is water wet. Because
Okay.
water
Wet is the process of
water
having
being in
water
some-
on you.
but like if does water being in something make it juicy, or does water in itself is water itself inherently juicy is what I'm asking.
Okay, see, so if we're saying water itself, is it inherently juicy?
Right.
I would say my answer is no.
I would have to say yes, because humans have water in them and therefore are juicy.
No, but it's like
If
the
you've
same
ever
thing.
met a dehydrated human, aka a mummy, they are not juicy.
I'd
Right.
say they're a little leathery even.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like so is your point that when you put water on something okay.
Water in something.
So do you think
If
water is
water's
wet?
in something,
Do you think
it's
water
juicy.
is wet?
We're doing this? Okay.
Okay. Do you think water is wet?
Water causes wetness.
Okay. But water causes juiciness as well. Why is water inherently juicy?
I wouldn't actually say water causes juiciness.
Interesting point. All right.
I would say juiciness.
14 on the scale is now apple juice.
No, I think water-
Juice is in the name, therefore it's juicy.
No,
You can't argue with me on this because I'm right.
No, I think water balloons are actually a perfect like scale of
Oh,
juiciness.
because it's in something.
Because
it's contained
it's
in
like
an object.
contained in the object, but it's pure water.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
But see, I feel like in order for them to become juicy, it can't just be pure water. It needs to be mixed with something, right? Even humans, we're not just pure water. We're mixed with all the other crap that makes us juicy.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't just have water for
Right,
something to
because
be
if you
juicy.
just add water to something, it doesn't become juicy.
What,
Right?
so
'Cause
like,
then, like you have a plank of wood and you splash water on it, boom, juicy wood. I don't think so.
what about like a bottle of apple juice?
What about it?
Would that be like the top tier juiciness because it's juice inside like a container, just pure juice?
Give it like a.
I mean, I could see that, but we're talking about the juiciness factor, right?
Right.
So we're talking about juiciness in relation to objects. If we're talking about apple juice, that in and of itself, the object is the juice.
But I'm saying like a carton or like a bottle of apple juice. Like that's the
like
object.
a $2 like 1 gallon of apple juice you can buy at Walmart
Mhm.
Okay.
is probably, I don't know, give it like a 13.5.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
The
pretty
lid's
juicy.
pretty thick, which takes
So-
away from the juiciness factor.
If you look at what a 1 would be, would that just be like solid
Sawdust.
tungsten?
Give it like a tire.
Either that or well done steak.
just
A
tungsten?
1 is a well done steak.
It's jerky. Welcome to the jerky factor.
But I feel like
where 1 is jerky and 14 is not jerky.
I feel like you can get less juicy than a well done steak though.
I think so as well.
I don't know. Have you ever had a well done steak?
Have you ever had jerky?
Have you ever had a
Yes.
charred steak? Like a steak that's just
But
burnt,
see,
you just
okay.
left in the oven.
I've never had
accident.
No, I've never burned a steak.
Counterpoint.
I actually-
Charcoal is 1.
Have you ever just had rocks? Have you ever
Have you
just
ever
eaten rocks?
Eaten rocks? Yes.
Can't
yes,
say I
I
have.
have.
Right.
Eating rocks?
You're eating
Moving
rocks.
on.
Okay.
We weren't supposed to stop there.
Wait, Tyler, are you okay?
Yeah, okay,
Is that
man.
about something bad?
No, it's okay. I was a dumb child.
Okay.
Yeah, just a child. It's not now. Or
Wait,
anything.
should we go
No.
into your childhood for a second?
No, we should not.
Did you eat rocks as a kid, Tyler?
Yes.
He's a deep sorted past.
Did you
No,
have,
mostly
like-
we just sucked on the rocks because they were cool and the world outside was hot.
So could we describe you as a rock sucker?
You know,
Not anymore. I haven't sucked a rock in many a day.
I think that's like a symptom of
That's
iron
like-
deficiency.
Years, like 15 years, I don't think I've sucked on a rock.
Hey,
Wow.
congratulations
So that means
on
it's only
being
been like
sober.
5 years?
No, I think it's been 15 years.
Oh, it's been 15. I thought you said
Yeah.
it was like a lot like you were sucking rocks for 15 years.
No.
Oh.
I haven't been sucking rocks for 15 years.
Okay, that's
I'm not that well practiced.
No.
In case anyone was like, oh,
I think
well,
I
this
should
guy, I
start
gotta go up
sucking
against
rocks.
him.
Hmm?
Rock
I think I
sucking
should start sucking
competitions.
rocks.
Why?
I mean, to each their own, man.
Are you iron deficient?
No.
Or are you just hot? So you need to cool down.
I am pretty
Suck
hot.
some cold rocks.
Where would cool rocks be on the human juiciness
Wait,
factor?
back down.
I'm gonna give it like a 1.
Okay, so I wonder though, if we're talking about rocks, right? Rocks themselves don't actually have an inherent juiciness. But, right, kind of like when you're eating jerky,
Mhm.
it starts off dry, but the way you actually eat jerky properly, right, is you kind of juicify it with your saliva.
Okay.
Just gnaw on it for a while.
Yeah, and you kind of turn it into like a mush that you're then like sucking juice out of,
Right.
right? So with a rock, I have never sucked a rock, but I imagine the more you suck, the more saliva you get.
Would that affect
No idea.
how you would see it on the scale? Like how juiceable
I feel like that
an
would.
object is?
I feel like, right, because we're talking about juiciness, right?
Mhm.
I think now we're kind of diverting from where we were. But you can make an item juicy in your mouth, right? Like if you bite into a saltine, not juicy at all. But if it sits in your mouth long enough, through
Right.
enough saliva, it turns into like a paste. And that inherently has to have some juice to it.
That makes sense. But
Yeah.
like
Okay.
with the paste that you make with your mouth with a saltine, would that be scaled differently than a saltine itself?
Yes.
Because a juicy steak is like, it's like inherently
14.
juicy, but
Juicy steak's 14.
I feel
No.
like no.
9.
A well done steak? Oh. Like,
Not
not well done, but like a well done, not well done.
A very
juicy
very
steak.
good medium rare.
A perfectly
steak.
cooked steak that is not well done
Right.
and has a perfect amount of juice to it. That's a good 14 right
No.
there.
No.
No. But
No.
no,
Yeah.
it
No.
but
Give
like,
it like a 9.
compared
Maybe
to like
a
a
10.
human,
Wow.
compared to like a human.
Because
Wow.
humans.
I mean, I'm not usually going around testing humans' juiciness.
Well, you should probably be more of a cannibal.
Yeah, you should
No,
do
I'm just
better.
I'm not going to
Yeah,
apologize
don't
for
be
that.
You should you should start
Good.
eating people, Zion.
That was a test.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that.
You should eat people.
You should consider becoming actual cannibal Zion.
You know, I'll leave that to Shia LaBeouf.
That's
Right.
Fair. That's fair.
We'll have to ask him about the human juiciness factor.
We're actually a big fan of Shia LaBeouf on
We
this
are?
podcast.
We are, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Hey, Shia LaBeouf, if you're watching, I'm a big fan of your work. I would love to come to California with you.
Yeah, he was
And,
great in holes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great
I love
holes.
the movie Holes. I actually wrote a paper
Actually,
with large portions of it based off of Holes.
I
nice.
did not write a paper about holes. I just watched
I
it.
like Transformers. I liked your work in
Climate
Transformers.
Oh, that's right. He wasn't Transformers.
I liked Megan Fox. Megan
You like
Fox's.
You like Megan's Fox? Okay. Okay, bud.
Okay.
I like Megan Fox's work in that movie as well. Congratulations on her engagement. I'm sure you guys still keep in touch.
She's engaged?
Yeah, to Machine Gun Kelly.
You think it's Machine Gun Kelly?
Dude, I'll pull up a
It's-
picture on my phone
You don't.
right now.
It doesn't. matter.
He's
You really don't need it.
He just made a new song. It's called Emo Girl,
Wow.
where he sings, "I'm in love with an emo girl. I'm in
Her
love
name
with
is
an
Megan
emo
Kelly?
girl."
Or Megan Fox.
Or he's cheating on me.
Okay. You guys
That
keep
got really
talking.
dark.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Let me show you.
Well,
Machine Gun
I'm gonna
Kelly.
be honest. Like it's great for celebrities getting engaged and stuff, but I don't follow it at all. My life's too busy.
Draco.
I'm sure people know Machine Gun Kelly.
Maybe we should cut out the part where I went.
No, it's a normal reaction.
I said
to Machine Gun Kelly. Trust me.
Okay.
He's
This
really.
on the actual Draco Malfoy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the guy who played Draco Malfoy.
Hey, if
for
you're
comparing
the guy who
Machine
played
Gun Kelly.
Draco Malfoy,
Why are
and
we
you're
calling out all
watching
these
this
famous people
podcast,
now? I don't think we're gonna have this many famous people watching our podcast.
Yeah,
Why not?
Yeah.
I
You're
mean,
right.
and also it's a podcast. I don't know why we're referring to it as watching. I realize we're recording, but
We do have a video component if you'd like to watch this on YouTube.
Yes.
yeah, it's
Shameless
just
plug.
it's three chubby dudes sitting against a wall talking.
Audio
Really
listeners,
compelling.
audio listeners,
We're
love
very-
you to death.
Yeah.
We are filming a YouTube video right now as an accompaniment of our podcast.
The guy who plays the guitar.
The guitar.
Guitar.
Dude, have you ever seen that video where it's like the little kid at the fair, and he's like, actually,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never been on camera.
Yeah.
Actually,
he's pretty good.
I've never been on live
huge
television
fan of
before.
that
Yeah, that kid is
actually.
that kid is a friggin' rock star.
If
If
that kid
that-
ever watches this,
Right.
I want you to know I'm a big fan of your work.
Yeah.
And,
And,
that's all I have to say.
Actually, you are great.
Actually.
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 Oh,
we could.
I agree with your assessment of theme parks as well.
Oh, what do you say about theme parks?
I think you said you just kind of spin around a lot. I
That's
agree
true.
with that.
Yeah, a little nauseating sometimes.
Just kind of spin.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Keep
We could talk about what we were gonna name the podcast, but we never did.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, we could talk about that. Why don't you start us off?
So the idea that I pitched was 3 men on a couch, and we were gonna record it in our living room, and that didn't happen because we're not recording in our living room.
That's
As
true.
you
On
can
a
see, we
couch.
also don't have a couch.
Yes.
Right.
So,
We figured if we went with 3 men on a couch, it would A, require us to act like men, and B, we'd have to always have a couch with us,
Yes.
which obviously we don't have a couch here, so that wouldn't have worked out.
We
might
could
have been
have
more comfortable though, so.
we could have
Maybe we
brought,
should change.
I mean, maybe.
we could have brought a couch.
Now we're 3 men on 3 chairs, and 2 of them are kind of desks.
I mean, again, I want to question whether we should use the word men in this situation.
Right.
3
Old children.
college students on chairs.
We could talk about why we called it Lemon Law.
Why did we call it?
How do you spell Shia LaBeouf?
That was the only
L-A-B-E-E-F?
name we all agreed on. That's about it.
LaBeouf?
LaBeouf. E-U-O-F. Something like that.
I think there's no L, actually. I think you'll be right. Nailed it.
Sweet.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, so talk about where Lemon Law came from.
So basically, we were sitting there. We talked about 3 men on a couch. It then became 5 men on a couch. We had some roommates who wanted to join us. Zach said he didn't want them to join. So.
That's not okay. Listen,
We can cut this whole part. We'll cut that bit now.
and
We'll just bleep that part out. But actually, that is really what
no,
happened.
we're gonna keep it.
We're keeping the whole thing?
Why?
I don't know.
Cutting
I
it
thought we were
way
gonna
too much.
edit.
That's we're gonna keep
Yeah.
every embarrassing thing you've said this whole time.
It's about sucking on rocks. You're a dirty
Suck
rock
on rocks.
sucker.
You're dirty. You're dirty rock.
Shut up. Talk about lemon law, man.
So yeah, it turned into that. Then they made a couple of different name choices that have to do with the shorthand name of Richard, because
They
we're
were quite vulgar.
a family-friendly channel.
Yes.
And then we were kind of just sitting on the sofa. I think we were actually just sitting there in complete and total silence, which doesn't happen often. And I was like, yo, what if we just do Lemon Law? Really, it just popped into my head. I guess I was kind of thinking about How I Met Your Mother, but not really. Just like no more so than I usually am, just because it's a funny show. And
How I Met Your Mother's always on Zion's mind.
it's true. It's friggin' legendary.
It's a good show.
It's
Yeah,
good.
it's pretty good.
And so anyways, I threw it out
I
there.
hate most of the characters, but other than that.
Yeah, he hates the characters, but it's a good show. So yeah, I threw it out there, and then I don't know, we kind of just ran with it. What were your guys' thoughts? I kind of threw it out there as just like a throwaway game. Throwaway name.
I just thought it was fitting.
Yeah.
It's iconic. I could imagine
Something we
Lemon
aren't.
Law. No. We're iconic, bro. We're iconic.
You should probably stop talking like that.
Nah.
I figured it'd be more palatable than the human juiciness factor.
Yes,
Which is what I thought would be a good name.
that was
But
another.
apparently is not
It's too
friendly to everyone, apparently.
We asked one of our roommates' girlfriends if it
Agatha.
was good.
Are we name dropping people?
It's okay, it's a fake
You got
name.
mad at me when I said
Okay.
it.
It's a
Yeah.
fake name.
It's a real fake name.
That's
It's
a
a
real
real
fake
fake
name
name.
that
It's a
we
real
call
fake
her
name,
by, but
and-
it's not her real name.
She said that the human juiciness factor was a gross name for a podcast, and frankly,
Hurt my feelings. I'm just
but,
kidding.
but I agree.
I agree
Yeah,
with
it
that.
was a little limiting as well as like what we could cover, since obviously we've only spent a very small portion of even our first episode
Mhm.
talking about the human juiciness factor.
Not to worry, I will dedicate an entire chapter of the book to it.
You're writing a book?
You're right.
Someday I might.
Are we gonna have a chapter?
If I ever write a book, it'll have human juiciness factor.
Are we gonna have a chapter?
Sure.
Yes.
That was easy.
Short chapters, 1,500 chapters. Every page is a chapter.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. That's a lot of
1,500
chapters.
pages? Probably not.
Okay, I want to make it clear that I'm not opposed to the rest of our roommates being on this podcast.
No, he's not. That was a joke.
Yes.
I think we should just edit.
No. We're staying. All of this is staying.
Editing is an art, and we should
It could be
use
part.
it.
It could be part of our appeal. We don't edit anything out except for names that we shouldn't be using.
Mm-hmm.
Which, speaking of, actually, we probably should edit out the famous people's names.
No, we'll keep famous people.
You think we'll get like...
Imagine if Machine Gun Kelly called out our podcast.
And he's just like, oh yeah, he showed my picture of this guy named Zion, and he went, yeah.
And so,
I hope Machine Gun Kelly never sees this. I sincerely apologize.
In case there's anything
I've
to do with machine
seen
guns
Megan
in
Fox,
action.
and I had never seen you before, and I was startled.
Mhm.
I was surprised, to say the least.
I think
We're apologizing to Machine Gun Kelly.
Machine Gun Kelly,
Sorry.
I would like to sincerely apologize for my comments I've made on this podcast so far. It's all in jest. I'm an entertainer, you're an entertainer.
Okay,
We get
I feel
it.
like you qualifying yourself as an entertainer is kind of a loose.
We're making a podcast, Zion. That's by definition entertaining.
Not necessarily, actually.
You guys
It's
want to do like true
content
crime
creation.
or
True
crime?
True crime?
True crime?
True
We
crime.
could kill people?
I
It's real
don't think
crime.
that's what he meant.
It would
Oh,
be true.
sorry.
This is where we.
This is the part where we talk about the crimes we've committed. Tyler, would you like to go first?
I would not. Zion, would you like to go first?
Oh, Zion, I think it's a perfect moment for you to shine.
Well, there was this one time when I wanted to cross the street,
Oh.
and there weren't any crosswalks.
Oh.
Okay, there were crosswalks, but they were further
day.
down the road, and I didn't want to walk all the way down there or walk all the way back up to where I was going. So I just checked both ways, and then I walked across briskly.
You jaywalked?
I did the jaywalk.
This happens pretty much every day.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
bold of you. That's bold of you to assume that.
I do it every day.
Actually, I don't jaywalk every day. There is a crosswalk right where I need to go every day now, so I just use that.
And I jaywalk every day.
You are a criminal, sir.
Yes. But I don't do it on campus
You're the
because I'm not
reason
insane.
why this country is failing.
Thank you.
Jaywalkers like you.
It's mean.
Jaywalkers everywhere are destroying this
Hurtful.
country.
I can't believe you.
Well, let's finish the circle and then come back around here. Zach, tell us about your
crimes.
criminal interactions, interactions you may have had with a felon. You know, we'll leave it open-ended.
Oh.
No.
I personally have not done anything illegal.
Okay.
But
So, Zion.
I did go out with a girl who committed a felony. And that was pretty cool. It was actually a bad day. It was kind of an awful night, but it was cool that now I can tell people that I went on a date with a felon.
You might listen to your podcast.
She may. If you're the felon watching this podcast right now, I would like to sincerely apologize for what I just said. It's all in jest. I'm an
Wow.
entertainer. I like to play up stories
Edit
for
half
the
of this
camera.
podcast out.
We're not editing anything.
We're editing.
No.
I will learn how to edit just so we don't have to say it.
Just so all of the terrible things we're saying don't reach the. I doubt people who are talking about are actually going to listen to this.
You think
Besides
anyone's
maybe our
actually going to
roommates.
listen to this?
Absolutely.
But potentially, we already have followers. We don't even have any episodes out. People are following
Right.
us on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, we should have been a lot better at this.
Okay. Okay. We do need to cut out a section because I didn't start the timer.
Wow.
So I don't know how long we've been going, so I'm gonna get up, look at the phone, look at the timer.
Check your watch.
No, I didn't start
Well, if
the
we're
timer.
editing one part, we might as
Does
well
it have a
edit all
timer?
of it.
Wait, oh.
I'm
Oh.
staring at the camera a lot. Are you supposed to stare at the camera?
I mean, I don't think it hurts anything.
It's
not a big
8:19, so
I'm making
8:19.
extreme eye
So
contact.
So it's
with
only
everyone watching.
been like maybe 20 minutes.
okay.
It took us an hour to set up audio.
Yeah.
Like 40 minutes.
Welcome to the jungle, where everyone has a podcast, but no one knows how to do it.
Welcome to the jungle.
Hey,
We got
copyright.
Where did all the knowledge go? More questions like this.
Guns N'
Next
Roses,
episode.
I would like to sincerely apologize for the song I just
Oh my
sang.
God.
Oh my god, we can't just make an apology podcast.
Our first episode of Lim and Law is an apology episode, as we realize all we do is make fun of people
And apologize.
and apologize for it.
Because
Okay.
we realize someday this may come to bite us in the
That's
butt.
true. Typically,
Should we say but?
we don't
Probably on air. Yes.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
better than some other words we could be using.
You could say,
There's that.
I could say but.
But
but.
We're terrible people.
yeah, usually
That's
when we
all I
roast
say.
people, we don't record it, so we don't have to worry about apologizing.
Right.
But in this situation where we were recording it, why did we think this was a good idea?
This is
We have to apologize directly afterwards because we're not complete monsters.
This is
Yeah.
awesome. I'm having the greatest time.
I think
That doesn't sound sarcastic at all.
No, I'm not. Look,
if you see this clip, then I did not learn how to edit. That's all I have to say.
Tell you, we're not editing anything.
So we come up here. So I grew up watching the Twilight Zone,
Right.
and I have been kind of rewatching it recently.
Okay.
One of our roommates, Raul, it's fine.
It's
We don't know his last name. Doesn't
Well,
matter.
I don't even know
would
his
be
last name.
would
I don't
love
know his
to
last name
get
either,
name
actually.
dropped. I think we should find his Instagram. and
Honestly,
plug
we
it.
should bring him on here. Have a guest appearance with Raul.
I'm
I
down.
appreciate
Yeah,
that.
he's
Once if this
Yeah.
audio is, yeah,
If it works.
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, so Raul and I, we have been going through watching the Twilight Zone, and I've actually been thoroughly enjoying it. It is much better than I remembered as a child when I would go to sleep terrified. So I guess I'm just curious to know, what are your guys' thoughts of the Twilight Zone? Did you guys grow up watching that as well, or is it just me because I'm ancient? I mean,
I didn't watch the Twilight Zone, but didn't Jordan Peele have
there was like a little remake. I don't know if
Yeah.
that was Jordan Peele.
is one of the it's either Key or Peele,
Mm.
and he directed it, and
For like the remade TV show.
yeah, I think it's like a new
I
Twilight Zone.
heard that one wasn't very good.
Yeah, I wasn't a big
So
fan.
I haven't checked that one out. I've just been sticking to the classic. The first season was much slower than I remembered. It was a lot of. It wasn't really that scary, honestly, which I was kind of disappointed in. I was looking for a little bit of a thrill. But getting into the second season, it definitely picked up a lot more, I found. Got a little spookier.
What are you afraid of, Zion?
Am I afraid of?
What is your deepest fears?
Absolutely nothing. I don't get scared.
That's fair.
Then how is the Twilight Zone supposed to scare you?
That's a good point.
It's spooky. It's black and white. Does that not scare you?
Aren't you scared?
Zion's
right now?
afraid of a lack of color.
It's true.
This just it. So
You
I did
can't
not grow up
whitewash
watching
this
it.
beautiful brown skin.
Yeah, he's brown. You're brown. I'm a little.
That's why we
brown.
have the whiteboard back here so that I don't just disappear into the background.
Right.
But so that
Unfortunately, Tyler is, but we still have his bright mop top. So
Tyler
you can
is
see.
actually the whitest person in the room right now.
It's true. The
We're
white man
actually-
is the minority in this situation.
We actually brought him on because we were afraid we were gonna alienate our white audience. So.
It's true. I want to make sure we had proper representation here.
Right.
Right.
Tyler, what are you afraid of?
He's our token white man.
Everything.
You're afraid of everything?
And
So that actually reminds me of a story, which I think you're probably familiar with, Zach. So Zach makes a habit of bringing over broads to our apartment, and
Okay. I don't know if you could say broad. I think that's not PC.
oh, sorry, it's not very PC.
Women. Women.
Women. Yes, a woman. Women.
Women's?
ladies.
I have brought over several ladies to the
Yeah.
apartment.
Well, ladies seems like a more generous term than they deserve.
Okay.
Anyways,
Okay.
there was a female,
Right.
Famale as we like to call them,
Right.
and I walk in and they're
Sounds like
watching
you're saying
the.
tamale.
No, it's Famale. They're watching The Conjuring, which I've actually never
One
seen.
and two.
Never seen.
First
Right?
date.
I like
Thoughts?
scare. I'm talking.
Leave it in the
Shut up,
comments.
So I'm a fan of scary movies, but not a big fan of horror movies. I like the thrillers, right? Psychological thrillers, ones that make you think, and if you think too much, you get scared, right?
Like what?
like Signs. I actually really enjoy Signs. I wouldn't classify that as a horror. Horror tends to just kind of be a lot of jump scares and blood and gore, which, I mean, blood and gore has its place, but it's just so over the top in most horror movies that I don't know. I don't enjoy it. It just, it falls flat. Anyways, they were watching The Conjuring. I had just gotten home. I had been, what was I doing? I don't know, I'd been out late for classes or something.
Okay, before you continue, let me give you a little bit of a background on how I met this lady.
Maybe I should tell the story and then you tell them how you met her.
Okay.
So I got home.
She's gonna watch this and she's gonna know it's her. It's fine.
I don't know anything about. I have nothing against. I have nothing against this girl. This is just a funny story.
Yeah.
So I got home, went downstairs, put my stuff down, went back upstairs. Wow, it was like a drink of water or something, and the show was winding down. But I knew that it was a horror movie, and so I was like, well, it's inevitable that there's going to be a jump scare coming at any moment, and so I was like, they haven't heard me, so I could totally scare Zach and maybe his lady friend as well, which would just be hilarious. And so I stood behind the sofa probably for like a good, I want to say almost 18 minutes waiting for a jump scare.
You were there for that long?
Yeah, I was. I was there for that long. Because I was waiting for a jump scare and one never came. It was like,
I didn't realize that was premeditated.
It was so premeditated.
Walked over.
It was so premeditated. Yeah. So I was sitting there waiting for a jump scare and it never came, which I was really disappointed about.
Right.
And I guess it was like winding down, so they were all like, "Oh, we survived, yada yada yada. Love you, you're the best," all the fun horror stuff. And, so as it's running down, credits start rolling, and I was like, wow, that was super lame. No jump scares for me to get them. And as I'm sitting there thinking that, she started turning to Zach, and she was like, "Oh, how was it? Did you like it?" And she was like, "You seemed like you got kind of scared there for a little bit." To which Zach, of course, responds, "I never get scared."
Yeah.
So
I think I am. I'm Batman.
Exactly.
I'm gonna wear hockey pads.
So at that point, when Zach, had to say he never gets scared, that's when I decided to pounce, jumping forward, grabbing like the back of the sofa behind his head, and doing like a really high-pitched sort of scream right behind him. To which Zach's reaction, I don't know if I can recreate it here, but he immediately like shrunk down the sofa and like tried to slide off of the sofa and away.
Yes. He
got
me good.
Was surprisingly quiet though, so I mean, at least there was that.
It was okay. So let me give a background on how I met this chick. Can I say chick? Is that not PC?
Not PC, bro.
Okay.
I don't know the rules.
This feminine woman.
Okay.
So
That's an answer.
Okay. My friend went on a date with this chick.
You said
Just a
chicken.
chick again.
Woman. This woman. And he said that he had the worst date ever on this date with this woman. She apparently like slapped him during the date.
What was he doing?
That sounds exciting.
She looked at him and was like, "You're not telling me something. Why aren't you speaking to me right or something?" And then she like slapped him and was like, "Snap out of it. Open up to me," or something. Yeah. And I was fascinated by this girl because
You were fascinated by the fact that she slapped some dude on the first date?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you wanted to go out on a date with a woman who slaps dudes?
Right. That's the story, Your Honor. And I go to country dancing at the school every week, and I saw her, so I danced with her. Swooped in as a play
does country
does.
dancing really qualify as dancing?
It doesn't matter. I go to meet chicks.
More thoughts like this later.
Anyway, so I got her number. We set up a date. The original plan for the date was to go to the observatory thing we have on campus.
That place is always closed. I can never figure out when the place is open.
Yeah, but there was like this freak snowstorm that started that night.
That's true.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
The night that we were supposed to go. And when it's cloudy, you can't go to the observatory.
That's true.
So I was panicking, trying to think of like a better date idea on late notice, and the best I could come up with was, let's go get hot chocolate and then watch a movie, assuming that we could like sit there and talk while we get hot chocolate for like an hour, watch a movie at her place, whatever. That's not what happened at all.
Obviously, because you guys were watching a movie at our place.
Yeah, so what happened was I had a meeting right before this date, and that made me late. So I was already frazzled because I was
Classy.
late. I'm never, yeah, I know. It was so classy. She was so nice, even though I showed up late, which I understand if somebody's upset because I showed up late. It happens. But anyway, we went and got hot chocolate. That took like 15 minutes. We were driving around in the snow that was coming down, and we went to our place, and she wanted to watch The Conjuring.
The library will be closing for 30 minutes. Please do not start the test until the doors lock promptly at 9 p.m. Thank you.
Interesting. Did it pick up that audio there? Did you guys hear that, or is that just us?
I didn't know the library's closed at 9. Wow.
I didn't know that the library closes at 9.
It's fine. We have this till 9.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we have the
till 9.
whole time.
We are fine.
Yeah, we
Continue.
did. Okay.
Continue.
Anyway.
Undivided attention.
Anyway.
I'm going to cut out that weird awkward silence though.
No, it's good. So we sat down, we watched The Conjuring. So if you've never seen The Conjuring, like I hadn't, I've seen it once and twice. That was the first time I watched The Conjuring 1 and 2.
Okay.
And basically the story behind it is it's supposed to be a real story. It's about these demon hunters. They go around and try to
Oh, Supernatural. There's a TV show about that.
No. It's like based off a real story. Supernatural. It's not real. I'm sorry you had to hear it from me. But she
I never would have guessed.
I asked about like the history of like demons and ghosts in the US because that's something she was passionate about. And when I'm on dates with girls, I like to talk about what they're passionate about. And she knew so much about demons and ghosts. And she believed all of them. When I asked her if she believes in vampires, she said yes.
The sparkly kind or the blood-sucking kind?
No, like the blood-sucking kind.
Oh,
because-
question. Do they like stab you with the teeth and then like lick it off your neck? Or do they suck it through the teeth?
Dude, actually, speaking of sucking humans, we should ask this chick how juicy humans are.
Oh,
Because she'll probably know if she knows
could
all
have her
about
on.
vampires. Yeah.
we could have her on.
Anyways.
Anyways,
continue.
so her okay. She thinks that vampires and werewolves do exist, but
Interesting.
there's a scene in The Conjuring, I don't remember if it's 1 or 2, where like a demon gets into a person's body and like manipulates their body proportions to make them like this giant, tall monster thing.
What the heck?
Yeah, it's really weird.
That does sound pretty weird.
But she said that vampires and werewolves probably existed that way. Like a demon going into a person and manipulating their body to be like crazy, hairy, or
She needs a
claws.
lot more time to think about this than I do.
Yeah, exactly. And she did Ouija boards.
Oh, Luigi boards?
Waluigi.
She was so attractive though.
Weird face you just made.
Yeah, but he's like doing his ahigao over
For
there.
our audio listeners, my eyes just rolled back into my head, thinking about how attractive she
A
was.
little more than that, but you know, I'm not going to describe it. We want to keep this appropriate rating. So.
But yeah,
I'm telling you guys.
and the whole time while watching The Conjuring, I was jumping at every jump scare because I'm kind of a baby. But I kept being like, it was like a little joke, you know, as one does. Just being like, I don't get scared. I'm not afraid of anything. And I was obviously jumping the whole time. And she kept being like, are you good? I'm like, yes. I'm so tough. Because that's what you gotta do when you're with ladies. You gotta show them how
Yes.
tough you are.
I mean, I just show him how tough I actually am.
I don't get scared.
Are you going to stand by that one?
I'm gonna stand by that one.
Okay.
For-
We just told the story that counteracts that offer. All right.
Let the record show.
If we're getting on TikTok, maybe I'll end up making a TikTok of me just scaring you across the apartment.
Yeah.
Oh, now that I told you that, it's not gonna work. I'm not gonna do that.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he's not gonna do it. For our audio listeners, Zion just winked at the camera.
I don't know what you're talking about. I did not win.
Yeah, that was my date with
Don't say her name.
Demon Girl, as the apartment likes to call her.
That's true. That is what we.
She said, "Do you have a?" One of our roommates talked about Ouija boards, and she was like, "Do you have a Ouija board?"
Which room we talked about Ouija boards?
I don't want to say names.
Was it a downstairs one or an upstairs one?
Upstairs.
Upstairs?
Jewish.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. I think he's talking
He's
about.
very anti-demons, though.
Yeah,
Interesting.
understandable.
I don't remember the comment, but yeah, honestly, only reason I didn't go out with her again is because of like the Ouija board comments. I liked her a lot. I thought she was pretty and nice.
Yeah, I mean, especially like if she honestly believes in demons and ghosts and such, farting around with Ouija boards just seems like a really bad idea, right?
Right.
I mean, I've never actually farted around with a Ouija board, so I wouldn't really know.
I honestly believe in ghosts, and that's why I don't.
We could do a podcast episode where we fart around with the Ouija board.
We could not,
Let's not
actually.
do that. Yeah, that's a hard pass for me.
Yeah.
You could do a podcast episode where you fart around with a Ouija board.
I'll do it with
And
Demon
then
Girl.
we will exercise you.
Yeah.
Exercise?
Exercise. As
know,
in,
we'll do, like,
we will be at
some
the
squats.
gym running 3 miles until the demon gets tired.
That's true. Yeah.
Now that I just bared my whole love life, do you guys want to talk about your love life?
It's barely scratching the surface.
Your love life. I want to kiss and tell, Zach.
Yeah, but what's your thoughts on A Quiet Place? That's kind of a thriller.
That is kind of cool. I enjoyed A Quiet Place. I would say I enjoyed the first one a lot more than the second one.
Really?
But I did think Cillian Murphy did a really good job in that role.
Yeah.
I liked John Krasinski's performance, I think, a little better. I just felt like his connection to the family made it a more compelling connection between the characters. But I do still feel like Cillian Murphy portrayed his role well, and I think he was written in there well. I don't think they planned on making a second movie, and I could kind of see that. But overall, very enjoyable. I liked it.
I was not disappointed in the sequel, which was huge for me, honestly.
Sequels can be disappointing,
Yeah,
typically.
I really liked The Quiet Place 1, and I really liked The Quiet Place 2.
What, for the second one, who's the guy who plays the dude who finds Emily Blunt?
Cillian Murphy.
That's his name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. He's a great actor.
He
I mean,
is a really good actor.
He was really
I
good.
can never remember his name, but everything I see him in, I'm like, you are fantastic,
Yeah.
and you are paid just as much as you need to be because you are skilled.
Yeah.
Cillian Murphy,
good.
if you're
It's good.
watching this.
I don't think he's watching. He's just talking about it without saying they're watching this. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, but I really like the Quiet Place 2. I like how they did like the prequel and the sequel.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was good to show like the background, like it kind of makes more sense why everybody already knew sign language.
Because
Because they had her in their community. It was a kind of a small community.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that. It does make sense why they would know, or at least some people would.
Yeah.
But going back to that, I don't think it makes sense that she would still be alive and deaf. That seems like, I don't know, I feel like deaf people would be much louder than people who can hear just because they don't know they're making noise.
I don't know. I'm gonna make a counter. I think that the vibrations that people feel are exactly what the monsters were feeling, and so a deaf person would be just as advantageous.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, are you feeling the vibrations of my voice right now?
No, but if I was deaf, I probably would.
If you were to stub your toe, would you feel the vibrations of the sound and how loud it was? Right, you can stub your toe and it's completely quiet, but you can also stub your toe and have it be really loud.
Yeah, and also she had like 2 adults watching over her, and like a whole family to like be like, hey, step on this sand so you're not walking on the leaves.
I mean, if leaves crunching is
And the
enough to
sand
attract
idea?
them.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that was
That's
brilliant.
That's really smart.
They honestly knew their stuff. It made sense why they survived.
Yeah.
Is
Here's
this
a question
spoilers?
though, right?
Is this spoilers?
If
I
you
feel
haven't
like
watched A Quiet Place 1 or
it's
2, you
been long
definitely
enough
should.
since they
They're
came
very
out.
good.
Okay.
And,
Spoiler warning. We're gonna continue talking about A Quiet Place and A Quiet Place 2
because they're very good.
Yes. Anyway.
I wonder though, like, right, because he took his son to the waterfall, right,
Mhm.
the first
Yeah.
Quiet Place,
Right.
and he was like, hey, we can talk, because his son was kind of freaking out, and they kind of just yelled into like the void, right, because there was so much noise. So if that's the situation, right, why didn't they live by a waterfall or have some sort of way that would make all that noise? Because obviously the creatures weren't there,
Right.
right? But having noise that kind of canceled out their own noise seems like a really good protection to try and not get killed.
That's a good point. If we see A Quiet Place Part 3, if that ever gets made, maybe people will live like that. It'd be
I think
interesting.
I think I know why. I
That
think
will
it's
go
just
on an extermination rampage, and that would be also very interesting.
that's probably what's gonna happen if they ever make
Yeah.
it. Because of
I mean-
the ending.
I mean, it's
The
kind
of
ending
like
of
that
Quiet
way.
Place.
Everyone was injured at the end, so
Right.
it'll be interesting.
Not gonna lie though, big alien on an island, that was pretty terrifying.
That was scary. And
Yeah.
all of them had, if I remember correctly, none of them had any contact with the aliens at all.
Yeah, no, they were
They all got
soft.
away before
Yeah.
the aliens really spread.
Mhm.
So
I can't imagine like the guilt of bringing that to unmessed with island at all,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just letting loose, even if it's not something you did on purpose. But
Well, it was like I would blame the cannibals, honestly. Wasn't it the cannibals who were attacking them?
like the pirates at the harbor.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
were they cannibals?
I don't
they
think
were.
so.
I'm pretty sure that they were.
I don't think they were gonna eat them.
I
Pretty
think
sure
they were like
No.
Pretty
I
sure.
think they were just gonna rob them.
no, but
Also
like
maybe
why were
kill
they
them.
like red? Like their faces were all flushed and they had bloodshot eyes.
Does that mean are cannibals like that?
I don't know what the symptoms are for cannibalism.
I don't know.
It's like mad cow disease.
Yeah, so maybe they were just going
85%
crazy.
sure that's not true.
I think so.
It actually is.
Is it?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know how cows die?
Eating cows.
Yeah, eating brains of cows.
Why would you do that?
Farmers feed
It's
it to them.
cheap.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
If a cow dies, you just grind it up, feed it to the other cows.
Right.
Kind of like Soylent Green. For our older listeners, if you know what Soylent Green is,
I don't know what that is.
I
Well,
know.
you learn
It's
something
with
new every day.
Charlton Heston, actually.
But
Mad cow
actually,
disease.
I
Who
wrote a
knew?
paper on that in middle school.
Soylent Green?
Mad cow disease.
Mm.
And like it's like the closest thing you could probably get to like a zombie virus.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's not transmissible unless you eat it, I don't
Mhm.
think. But
Oh, it's
Yeah,
like
it's
a
ingested.
parasite in the brain?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
That's
okay.
kind of
exactly
like
what
makes
it is,
them
yeah.
go,
Yeah, okay.
like get like feverish chills.
Gets them all feverish. I think it causes some
Yeah, I've
memory
heard of
loss as well, right?
Mhm.
Doesn't it?
I think so. Yeah, but it's like if you could make mad cow disease transmissible through air and like breathing.
Weaponized mad cow disease.
Make mad cow disease, if you make it as transmissible as COVID-19 has been,
Mm.
we'd be dead.
That's wonderful to think about. I'm so glad that you brought that up. I think we have to cut that out.
No,
All right.
we're keeping it in.
Most things are not. Most platforms aren't happy if you mention the COVID.
Oh yeah, we could bleep
The
out
vid,
the vid.
as it were.
We
The
could
vid
bleep,
19.
we could bleep out the 19.
The 19 vid.
We just say it backwards. 91 divco.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Why can't I do this in my head? Cove.
Divok.
Divok.
Isn't it?
Divok.
91 divok.
It would be
91 Divok.
91 Divok.
91 divok.
We're just putting
It's a new radio station, 91 Divok.
You're
That's our.
listening to 91 Divok.
That's-
Excellent. Not
Yeah,
bad.
good work.
Yeah.
Good work.
Yeah. Splinter podcast off of our first episode.
Right.
91 Divok.
91
Our
Divok.
subsidiaries.
Or what?
Subsidiaries.
Watch
I
out
don't
for
know.
merch that says
Subs-
91 Divok.
Actually, that's not a half bad idea.
We could
If
also
you guys
make
would
one-
want merch that says 91 Divok,
We
share and
need-
like and let us know in the comments.
Money.
Yeah, we do need money because we're broke.
We can't make merch without money. As far as I know, you need money to make money.
Right. And in exchange,
Nah.
you guys get cool stuff to wear.
That's true.
And if we make merch, I guarantee it'll be the softest merch and most stylish you'll have ever seen.
How can you even guarantee that?
Shut up, dude.
Use premium cotton.
Yes, premium
From
cotton.
That sounds freaking
Egypt.
expensive.
That's why we need money to make money.
If you want, also, I
Nobody
set
wants
up an
crap
email.
merch. They want good merch.
lemonlawpod@gmail.com. If you have
You
questions.
have an email?
Yeah, we have an email.
I should probably like figure out what we're doing. I have no idea what's happening.
If you want to email questions, you can.
Questions, topics,
Topics, anything you want us to do
roasts.
for the
We can do
podcast.
roasts.
I guess you could roast us.
We could cook
Hurt our
food.
feelings, but
We
you know,
could cook food on our
Cook
podcast.
food on our podcast.
it would be hard.
I don't know if
We
that
don't
would
have food or things to cook with.
Yeah, we're broke, but we can
But
make some
moving
ramen.
on. Hello.
There's somebody looking at us.
Why? Someone's looking at us?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because we look weird. We're all sitting against one wall with a microphone.
They're
and a
probably
camera.
wondering what we're filming.
They're like, "What's going on in there?"
We're filming
What's
in the
going
library
on?
right now, and I'm not
What's
exactly
going
sure
on?
if we're allowed to.
I mean, wouldn't be.
Why wouldn't we be able to?
Right.
Yeah.
This is a 91.
Oh, I think they're actually gonna be closed down by 9. So
Oh, what time is it?
it's 8:45.
Oh.
We should probably
We
close.
should probably end it out right here.
Okay.
Well, thank you for
We
joining
just-
us for the first episode of Lemon Law.
Yes.
Like Zach said, we are on what was it, Instagram, Twitter.
Instagram. We don't have a Twitter
Not
yet,
Twitter,
but like
Facebook.
TikTok, Facebook.
We're on TikTok already.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. Okay.
And
We have our email, which is lemonlawpod@gmail.com.
if you have any suggestions, any questions, we could do advice.
Yeah.
We'll just go through what we
Because
did
we have
next week.
so much knowledge to impart on you.
We are pretty smart.
College educated.
All right.
Yes.
How are we
Until next time, thank you for joining. 1, 2, 3, Lemon Law.
Yeah, we were saying lemon
that
law.
works. What else? Join.
What else? I didn't know.
We'll figure it out next time. See you guys.
Goodbye.